In the course of counseling couples in diaspora, I have seen a rising trend in African marriages that are breaking up, some abruptly and some over time. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the reasons why that is happening and provide some wisdom on what can be done in order to avoid such in the future.
Okay, so get ready because we're going to be dropping some wisdom tips. And so if you're just seeing us for the first time, this is This Marriage Thing with the Daniels. We do this because we want to see marriages thrive. She and I would help in counseling. She's a certified counselor and also a marriage therapist. So when we're doing this thing, we're bringing wisdom from experiences that we've had with people in counseling people, and also over the years we've been pastors helping people, and that's one of the reasons why we do this. And so if you're just meeting us for the first time, we're glad to have you join us. Feel free to subscribe. We'd love you to be part of this community. And for those of you that are already part of our community, our subscribers, I want to say thank you for being part of it. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for liking. Thank you for dropping your comment. We have some loyal people that one of these days we're going to write mention your names and just appreciate you. So we're going to go straight into the video. So imagine you have been doing all you can to Japa, you have been planning everything, you finally now get abroad, and the first thing that hits you is cultural shock. You know that thing where the way you normally do things in your own country, for us as Nigerians, the way we do things, you just get up and just find out, oh, you can't do things the way you've been doing it. And that shock a lot affects a lot of diasporans, a lot of Nigerians abroad, a lot of Africans abroad. You begin to deal with the challenge of adapting to Western culture, Western norms. Imagine, for example, here at home, my child can misbehave. I'm just like, come on, see now, if I knock you, even if I don't have the intention to knock him, but just say if I knock you, he will arrange himself. Now my brother, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be careful. If you say if you knock, if the child support or child care will come and carry your children, you know, those kind of things. Or maybe you and your wife used to have a way to argue and everything, but now your wife is giving you that hand. If you just shout at me, I will call the police and everything. So that shock is one of the things that we've noted that have affected a lot of marriages, especially when it comes to regarding women's rights and domestic responsibilities. You know, when you go to Western country, you realize that the rights of women are upheld. Unlike here in Nigeria, that men can do anyhow, abuse women emotionally, physically, financially, and do anyhow. But you now get abroad, you now realize that you can't just do anyhow. The wife now understand their rights. So that's one of the reasons. So what advice are you going to give to Nigerians and Africans in diaspora to manage that cultural shock?
So first and foremost, the same way if you were not even married and you're traveling to another country, the wise thing to do is to study the system of the country.
How do you study the system when you are sitting here? Most of the time, our plan is to japa first.
You know, some things you can. Now, you might not know everything 100%, but at least you can learn some things online. You can talk to people that are already there. That's even the first thing. You might have family members, friends, colleagues at work who moved and all of that. You can have those conversations. Then most importantly, you need to start working on your marriage from here. Now, if really your marriage has been, you know, upheaval in some sense, maybe both of you you have not the reading between the connection between both of you is not that strong. You know, in fact, the only thing that's been keeping both of you together is family responsibilities. Okay, take care of the children and all of that, but there is no intimacy, there's no connection, there's nothing really connecting you guys together, and you guys want to relocate. The wise thing to do is to fix it here before you move there, because the pressure there is going to be so much. Because I was talking to a woman and she made me understand something, because she's there and she was talking to me, she was really pouring out and she's feeling frustrated. Now, this is not a young woman. I'm talking about someone in her 50s, but yet she's feeling this thing like, you know what, she wants to leave her husband, she wants to leave everything. She even wants to come back to Nigeria, but she can't because, you know, a lot of things are tied to her being there. But she's just feeling tired. And I could hear her pain. And one thing she made me understand is before they left Nigeria, they had their peculiar issues which they did not fix before they moved, even though they had moved for like over 2 decades. You know, they've been there for over 2 decades, but they didn't fix their issues. So now that they are there, they are now seeing that a lot of things were not even on par, and so those are part of the issues. And she's looking at back and she's feeling like, okay, maybe she should have just stayed here and fixed her marriage. And that is why some of them there are looking for Nigerian marriage counselors who understand the culture, the Nigerian culture or African culture at that, you know, not necessarily Nigerians, but maybe in other part of Africa. And they're looking for people who understand the African culture in order to be able to advise advise them well. So if your marriage is already experiencing the loose ends, fix it here before you move. If you have like a year, 6 months before relocating, use that 6 months to engage marriage counseling well. I'm telling you, it will help your marriage, because first of all, you will see what the problem is, and you guys will begin the process of fixing the problem, of fixing the challenge.
In fact, as she was just talking, I was just remembering the reasons why I fell in love with her. The wisdom. As I was just talking, I said, "Now my wife be that. Now my wife be that." You see, let me just say for men. You see, of course, we have a lot of things that attract us. This, by the way, though, a lot of things that attract us in women, body, and all those kind of things. That phonate, where she talks, her achievement, and everything. Some of these things will fade away. You know that beauty fades and the rest. Make sure that they.
Beauty fading.
Some of them will fade off because over time, the leg will show up and everything, even for us as men. But guess what, guys? Make sure that one of the main things that is attracting you to the person you want to get married to, it's something that can still be there 50 years down the line. Because if the main things are just the physical attributes, when those physical attributes begins to fade, there'll be nothing attracting about your spouse again. See the way she's talking, see the way I'm feeling. I'm loving that more. Like, this is what I saw. This is what I saw. That's what it should be. Should be that thing. That thing should be consistent. Anyway, shall we don't divert? Let's go to the second point. By the way, what she said is really true. So I want to advise to Nigerians and other Africans that are planning to travel abroad, planning to jackpot, planning to migrate. You see the way the country you're planning to gives you certain criteria. Like sometimes they'll tell you to go do health check, do a lot of testing, do a lot of things, check your criminal records and all those kind of stuff. You see, I feel now, even though they will not mention it, one of the things that we need to add to it is marital check. What is the status of our marriage?
Very true.
If we were to do the scale of 1 to 10,
true.
how good are we? How strong are we? If you're not doing up to 7, 8, I would advise you come for specialized training, specialized counseling, marriage therapies, so that you can strengthen that bond before you go, because the pressure will pull you apart. But when your bond is strong, you are likely to hold together strong. So the second one, okay, want to say something?
Yeah, in fact, some of the things you even need to do, the reality checks to know where your marriage is on a ratio of 1 to 10. Check, okay, how are we doing financially? Now, it's not just about my husband has money or my wife has money. How are we doing financially?
How are we handling financial issues?
How are we handling financial issues?
Yeah.
So we know that there are sometimes that some financial issues will arise. So the question is, how do we handle financial issues?
How do you manage your finances?
How do you manage your finances? What are our money habits that by the time we get there, it's the system that will like blow it up? You know, there's a way you can be here that, you know, you're struggling, things are not working, but family can cover up, friends can cover up, all of that. So you now begin to look at, okay, what are we doing? How are we doing when money is concerned?
So, for example, when you talk about handling financial issues, imagine if you're the type of couple where the man is the one that controls everything. He's the one that gives the woman money. Maybe the woman doesn't work, or what she earns is not really much. And over time, you've made her feel less. She has to beg, she has to convince, she has to do everything to give her money. Just wait, let's when she gets abroad and she begins to make a lot of money, you now realize, you now think your wife is not proud, but you don't realize that you've made her subservient over time. She doesn't have a voice, but now she's not earning money. She now has a voice. She now say, no, I don't think we can buy this. You now be feeling like, am I not more the head of this home? No. Dynamics have changed. Now she's making money. Her confidence is coming back. She's now understanding that, say, no, we are equal partners, even though you are the head. So check your financial relationship between the both of the, and for there are other things, but that one is very key. So another reason that we've seen over time is shared household responsibilities. You know, we African men, we believe that women are the ones that do the house chores.
Do the cooking.
You come back from work, you get to your TV, after doing everything, put on TV, watch soccer. Honey, how far now? My food is not ready. I know sometimes I will even be angry that the food was not even ready before I came. What's going on? And she's like, I'm just coming from the market. And in my mind, why did you just go to the market?
We both went out together.
Just
we both went out together. We came inside the house together. Yet, 10 minutes.
Don't expose me too much. And you see,
10 minutes. You already say, for me, have our food. In fact, was it yesterday? I was just like, I went, as it that yesterday was even funny. I went to make my husband is like, for me, how far food is? I said, I'm just entering the house. Like I immediately like that, I just dropped my bag on the dining table. I went into the kitchen straight, and you just came back and you're like,
Now imagine this is where we've seen fathers do. I saw my father will come back home, my mother will prepare food, and this you see plenty chicken, plenty meat. The mother will bring water to wash hand, father will wash hand, they will carry the water, everything. He will finish, they will bring toothpick, he will clean this, he will not even stand up. They'll do everything. Imagine that's the way. Then you now travel abroad. You now realize that, you have to work, I have to work. You are doing maybe 2 shifts, I'm doing 2 shifts. You are coming back stressed, I'm coming back stressed. Right. Then you are still expecting that wife to not go, and the wife looking at you like, I don't understand.
How?
You don't understand, say things have changed. And to most men, it's finding it hard. Because marriage makes us feel like, at least even if I'm not the head of anything, I'm the head in my house. I'm the head. You know the way people, when they're giving government contract or they are giving a government position, the way they feel. Most men, it's in our home, we feel that way. You now get abroad. Suddenly your wife cannot serve you the way she has been serving you. Before you know, that's one aspect. Another aspect is shared responsibility, in the sense that now your wife is saying that, honey, please, you are the one that will take care of the children while I go. You'll not be wondering, me take care of children. You that you're not patient with cleaning diapers, now you have to. You that you're the type that you don't know how to prepare food, you don't have to go and start preparing food. Before you know, it's putting a strain in the marriage. So before you go, begin to learn it now. Begin to learn it. Me, I came from a home where I did not know how to cook. The only thing I can cook is beans, indomie, and what again? I can cook beans now. Now imagine
you can't cook beans, you can't cook.
Don't forget my beans. Just have not been cooking beans, but I know I can cook beans. But now imagine we now go abroad.
No, expose yourself.
And my wife now says, I'm doing this shift and everything. Oh, she's doing this shift. I'm the one that's preparing food. I'll be looking at her like, for where? So that's also one aspect. So what other aspect again?
Okay, so the other aspect, which is very, very, very important, is the work-life balance. So a lot of times, see, the truth of the matter is that the very purpose of marriage, aside there are other things, but one of the purpose, let me just put it like that, because it's not like the main, but one of the purpose of marriage is companionship. And so I am of the belief, and because of my work as a marriage counselor, I study far and wide as regards this, and I study couples. I look at my own marriage. I look at where we were before. I look at where we are now. I look at what changed. What did we begin to do differently? Now, myself and my husband, we've always been a together couple. But earlier on in the course of our marriage, when things were funny, we had some times when we were still together, things were bringing us together, but we knew we were not really in sync, and all of that, and it was showing the lacuna was there. So a lot of times, right, people are married but they are really not married, so there is no quality time, there is no intimacy. And when we say intimacy, we're not talking about sexual intimacy.
It's part of it.
It's part of it, but that's not the main thing. We're talking about that deep emotional connection with your husband, with your spouse, where you can feel your spouse. You know what your spouse is going through. You can feel the emotions. You guys are connecting on a deep level. Now, when you travel and now, working late nights, shift work, all those things, sometimes that suffers for it. And in fact, I can remember 2 couples that I spoke with, and when I was trying to help them in terms of during couple therapy, like help them to resolve their conflict issues, one of the solutions I preferred was, you guys should spend quality time. And I can remember the husband said, quality time, who has the time? Like, where's the time? But so we don't even have time now. You're even talking quality time. Where is that time? And I was just like, oh my goodness, where are we gonna start? Because your marriage needs this.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are apart. You're together, but you're not together. You don't know each other. Do you understand? So that's one of the things. And so even though I'm not based abroad, but one of the things I would suggest is, for those right now, the advice we're even giving is even for those who are planning to jackpot right now,
well, for those
and also who are there. But for those who are there, I think what you can also do, at least I've also spoken with some people who are doing well financially, and they've mentioned some of the things that they are doing. I mean, some of them they just decided to take their YouTube very seriously, for example, and so they get paid from YouTube. So that way, they are not having to do like all this shift work and all that. So you can look into other things you can do, remote work, remote job that would not, in quote, really snatch you away from your spouse. And for those who are here, before you move, in fact, one lady who was planning to relocate was telling me, said she was just developing a skill, and she said, see, I don't want to get there and I'm having to depend on shift work. So she had to start developing some skills that will help her to work remotely and will still give her time for her family. So those are the things you need to look at. You have to just be intentional about it. You have to tell yourself what matters the most to me. And for some of you, you might even need to rethink this jackpot thing, self, because if it is going to be to the detriment of your marriage.
So what she just said, literally work-life balance, a statement came to mind while she was talking, which is priority determines the use of time. Priority determines the use of time. So what is priority to you? You have to give time to it. Now, a lot of times, because finances is priority, a lot of couples will do several shifts to try to make up. But you see, if your marriage is also priority, you also make certain decisions. If you have to let go of certain jobs so that you can spend that quality time, you need it, because what she said is really true. One of the major reasons for marriage is companionship. And when the marriage is lacking that companionship, it tears the fabric of that marriage. So do all you can to ensure you guys have quality time. I know you say you don't have time, but you see, priority determines use of time. If you have to take certain job, just that will give you that time, do it. If you have to make certain sacrifices and tell yourself, you know what, on this particular day, there's a particular video we did sometime, probably we'll put the link, how we talked about a particular, the owner of, one of the co-founders of Netflix, said he set a particular day on a particular time, let's say Thursday, let's say 5 p.m. He said when it gets to that particular time, it shuts down. Everybody knows if you bring anything to his desk, by that time, I think it's Mark Randolph, that is his name. He said if you bring anything to him, after that time, he cannot attend to it. And he has dates with his wife and has been doing it consistently for years. Now, this is somebody that is intentional. This is somebody that understands the place for marriage. So priority determines the use of time. So please take note of that.
All right. I'm sure if we go on, there are several other things that we would have said, but because of time, we're going to stop here. And I want to believe that you've been able to take one or two things. But even in the event where you tell yourself, because there are people that say, you know what, madam, I've tried everything you said,
or you don't understand
our peculiar situation. Trust me, I know that there are peculiar situations, and that is why there's couple therapy, to help you bring in these things in and tailor it down to your peculiar situation. So if you have peculiar situation, you can reach out, because the truth of the matter is that your marriage can still be saved. I am a strong believer that no matter how bad the marriage is, as long as both couples, you might not know what to do, it's okay, but as long as you're ready to work on the marriage, solution will always come. So if you are finding yourself at the brink of, you know what, this marriage, you are not even sure if it's going to last 2024, not to talk of saying 2025, please reach out for couple therapy.
Very true. And for those of you that are planning to jackpot, please reach out. It starts becoming a necessity where you do couple therapy sessions before you travel abroad, because the environment you are going to will pull you apart. You have to be strong before you go. So thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for the comments. Please drop your comment, and also drop other points you feel that maybe you have more experience, or you are there, or you've from other people's story. Drop some other points so other people can read and also learn from it. If you have questions, feel free to drop the questions. We'll be glad to answer you. And as I said, if you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. It is one way that you show appreciation to us, and it means a whole lot to us. Thank you very much. God bless you, and we'll see you in our next episode.
Bye.